Hi, I am Dr. Jacob Lauritzen, and this is Read, Write, and Cite, the channel where I teach you how to read, write, and cite for your college classes. In this video, we're going to talk about a slightly more advanced concept, but it's something that shows up every time we write, and that is how to transition between ideas within a paragraph or even between paragraphs. Okay, let's get started. Let's talk about transitions. When you were younger, you were probably taught words like therefore, hence, next, because of this, and so on and so forth. These transitions are really good when you're learning how to write. When you need to write about a process and it needs to be clear that this happens and then this happens. They're transitions. They help you get from A to B to C. As you get more advanced in your writing, there's more effective, more advanced ways to transition between ideas, but it starts with us understanding a little bit about how the mind works. There's this concept of juxtaposition, how you put things together, create something new, right? Well, think of this example. Have you ever watched a music video, right? Music videos are all over the place. A really common thing to happen in a music video is you've got someone singing, right? They're doing their thing, they're going back and forth, they're whatever, right? And suddenly they're in a different outfit and a different location. They're singing the same song, but they're now in a different place. But they keep singing, they're still doing their thing, they're singing whatever, right? And they're in a completely different outfit, in a different place, and they're doing something different. But you as the reader, are you completely lost at what's happening? No, because you understand, even though you jumped from this look to this look, what connects it all is the idea. It's a natural transition, even though it seems a little strange, because the song continues. The song pieces the whole thing together. Just like if you're watching a movie and it cuts back and forth between two people talking, even though you don't see them both at the same time, it's the idea, it's the conversation that connects it. And we don't need someone saying, and then so-and-so talked, and then so-and-so talked, and taking us literally by the hand and helping us get from A to B to C. We're pretty smart. As humans, we can connect the dots. So we don't need transition words all the time. There's more effective ways to transition within a paragraph or even between paragraphs. And it starts with understanding what paragraphs are about in the first place. What makes a paragraph is not that it has a topic sentence, that it has supporting details, or any of these other definitions that teachers give you. I give the same definitions, and they're good to start with. But what we need to understand eventually, what makes a paragraph is that it has a common idea. This main idea or concept that is developed as more information is added. This could be done in one sentence. This could be done in 100 sentences. But so long as it's centered around the same idea and add something new each clause, each phrase, each sentence, you can stick it together in the same paragraph. And as long as there's a logical connection to get you from one sentence to the next, you don't necessarily need a word like therefore or hence or whatever adverbial clause that you're going to get from A to B. The ideas connect. And just like a cut in a movie or in a music video, your audience is going to go with you as long as your ideas are actually connected and developing the same concept or idea. Where we really get into trouble is when we take this bit of information and this bit of information, and there's no logical connection, and we put them next to each other. That's when you're going to lose your reader, because they're not going to understand why you're talking about these two things together. There's no natural logical progression. So to really understand how to transition, we need to have a good logical structure, not just transition words, but a logic behind why we're talking about this and why we're now talking about this. Now, you can do this by making a good plan to begin with, by knowing what it is you're trying to say. Chronology is a very logical progression. It's a story. You'd say this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. Another way to develop an idea is by talking about things thematically. You can give examples of a topic. You could talk about, well, this is one example, and this is another, and this is another. And because they're all examples, there's a thematic connection between the ideas. And it's going to be a logical progression from one idea to the next in a singular paragraph. And so if you really want to learn how to transition between ideas, how to transition within a paragraph, or even between paragraphs, don't just look at transitional words or phrases. Look at logical structures. And if you're taking this as part of my online class, in our textbook, there's a great section that's going to talk about cause and effect. There's going to talk about chronology or spatial association or thematic association, all these different ways that connect ideas. You just need to pick and choose. What's the best way to present this idea? And if it's not coming out naturally, think of one of those strategies. Can I tell a story? This happened, then this happened, then this happened. Or can I do cause and effect? Because of this, this happened. Or I could say, if this, then that, right? If this happens, then this will happen. It's going to help you transition between ideas. So look at logical progressions, logic for associating things. There has to be some sort of association. If there isn't, your reader is going to be a little bit lost. And it doesn't matter how brilliant this idea is or this idea is. They're not going to see the connection. So that's really what you're looking for. Logical progressions help you get from A to B to C to make the point that you're trying to make when you write. This applies in a paragraph. This applies in an essay. This applies in a book. But it starts with understanding what your idea is and how to develop that idea, largely using just some form of logical progression. I hope this video made sense. I apologize if I jumped around too much. Maybe it wasn't as logical as my topic is, but I hope it's helpful to you. Again, I'm Dr. Jacob Lauritzen. This has been Read, Write, and Cite. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.